everybody, welcome to Mantle Motivations Podcast. I am your host, Dominique Bishop, and I'm here back with this one, Mrs. Mantle Motivations, Mr. Queera.
Hola.
Hola. So this is Mantle Motivations, Love and Happiness Part 2. Because y'all remember we did Part 1? Mm-hmm. Excuse me. About a week or two ago. Or 2 weeks ago. But I'm gonna be honest, like y'all didn't get the video immediately. Of course, I told y'all last time it was technical difficulties. But outside of technical difficulties, we had a little tiff, and it was bad. It was bad. But that happens in relationships, right? You up, then you down, and you love each other, then it's like, I only like you today.
Maybe not.
But yeah, that's what happens. So we didn't want to get on here and not be in a good mental space or good emotional space and fake it like, ugh, that's not cute. So we're in a much better space now. Mm-hmm. Can you tell?
Yes.
And so yeah, actually tonight we're gonna talk about emotions and how they can sometimes get the best of us. So we actually dive into a little bit of what happened, and girl, you in these spaces. So we'll dive into it just a little bit, just a teeny bit. You ain't gonna tell you everything.
Okay,
but we'll talk about it. And the reason why this passed, the argument that we had, why it got so bad, was because ego and emotions got involved,
and alcohol
and liquor. Yeah, liquor.
Mm-hmm. Everyone can't hold their liquor.
Girl, bye. Well, I guess it was a minute since I had that much. Hey, things happen. Right? Things happen. You go from doing something and then you go to stop doing something, and then you try back to go do it again, and then it's different because you don't have the same tolerance as you had before. Whoa. So real quick though, let's acknowledge the look. For real. Let's make me want to hold up. Let me put my hair down. Let me get cute too. Hold on. The look, ladies and gentlemen. She's the message. Actually, she's the message for Love and Happiness Part 2. She does that too. She'll be like, I'm the message.
No. That is a running thing that I have with my siblings and my father. So on days that I get dressed and put on clothes and things like that, I call them. And I just be like, oh, here's the message. And they just be like, message received. So it's a family thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for joining us today, because that was the message. So as always, no, I'm just playing.
Enjoy, because if we doing it like that, let me give it to you.
I was about to say my tag at the end.
So I'm doing just like I do with my daddy. This is the message. This.
Receive. Oh, thanks. I don't know if y'all noticed or not.
No blue cups. So here's the thing. I hate drinking out of plastic cups. I don't know where she got that from. That's weird to me. But at the same time, I let her be great because she wanted to do this whole blue cup situation.
Yeah, let me be great. I mean, that's all I ask. But seeing how today, she's my guest today. I'm gonna go ahead and let her do her thing. And so yeah.
Yeah,
you're welcome. So I think I've done enough talking. I'm gonna go ahead and let her take over.
Absolutely not. What are we talking about?
Did you say what are we talking about?
Yes.
Oh, you got confused because you was the message for a second.
That was the message. That was the podcast. That was the show, ladies and gentlemen.
The end.
Like, did she not say give him what you give your daddy? Because I did. I gave y'all the message.
Ain't that what they do on TikTok?
You're showing your age.
Hey.
Anyway,
and shout out real quick to my best friend.
It's her birthday,
Christina. yeah, we went out. Let's say that. We went out for her birthday earlier today, and yeah. So speaking of age, yeah, love you, Christina. Mwah, happy birthday again. All right, so get into the situation. This was a couple of weekends ago, and we were out hanging out at Atlantic Station, just having a fun Saturday. We went out to eat. Well, we actually went out there because she had a craving for some oysters. So I found a spot out there. Then by the time we got out there, the guy was trying to act like his little restaurant was all exclusive.
Some about Atlanta restaurants. You need reservations, a red velvet rope, hookah, bottle girls. Like, that's crazy to me. That's so bonkers. But let's be great.
And the size of his restaurant was the size of my downstairs.
No, it was like the bathroom.
And he had velvet ropes in there too.
I know. That's why
it was roped off, and I'm like, "Who are you waiting for, bro? What
are you waiting for?"
Just seat your people. We're trying to be paying customers. Like,
trying to pay.
It is what it is. So, but we ended up having a wonderful time because we ended up going to, what was it, Hobnob Tavern? I think Hobnob Tavern at Atlantic Station. Shout out to them. Shout out to our server.
Baby.
You remember her name?
I don't.
Oh, dang. She was amazing. She was dope. She was so cool. And we had a little conversation and all that type of stuff. She's really, really cool. So shout out to Hobnob Tavern for an amazing time. So after we finished finished eating, I wasn't like ready to go home. I still had some energy.
So let's talk about that.
She's taking over now.
Just for that little part, right? So here's the thing. My people meter was at a 0. So let's talk about that. That's the thing.
She didn't communicate that with me though.
I did. My people meter was at a 0. Her people meter was at a 99.8.
Oh, I was off the scale.
And we bounced around. Listen, hear me. Come in.
We club bounced.
We did.
Bar bounce.
Right, it was bars. It was not a club. It was bars. But literally, we bounced around Atlanta the whole night. So first of all, I haven't bounced around anything since I got out of college. So that's the first part about it. I will choke you out. Second part, right? I told her, I said, hey, I'm ready to go. And our waitress was like, you know what? Let's meet in the middle. How about y'all only go for an hour? That's what she said.
She said an hour. She ended up saying an hour and a half.
What?
Yeah, she was like, why don't y'all just go out for an hour and a half?
I want to go home.
It was our waitress who literally was our mediator.
Correct. During that moment.
Yeah. So, and we wasn't all over Atlanta. We went to one specific spot that I had just found
randomly on
Google. And I'm gonna be honest, it's been a minute since I've been to like a LGBTQ IA place, and I just wanted to go, kind of be around my people, so we just randomly picked the spot, and we was like, let's go, and it was only 10 minutes away from where we were. So I can't tell you the area we were in.
No, she cannot.
The guy said it to me, but I don't remember. And he was like, yeah, this whole area is all gay clubs and bars. And this. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I don't even remember the name of the place we went to. Or the places we went to.
Right.
So we were out. It was, by the time we got there, it was what, 8 o'clock? 8:30? Yeah, it was about 8:30. It was still kind of early. So, which is good for us. Because, yeah, then we could dip when it started getting crowded and leave. We went to the first bar, and yeah.
No, but we patronized. We brought drinks.
We did. We bought drinks, and
she drank it.
I drank. Well, mine was actually good though, because I ordered what I normally get, and then
I did too.
Did you? I thought she made you something special.
No. I asked for a Texas margarita.
Oh yeah. And I even tasted it, and
it was horrible. So guess who didn't drink it? Me. But again,
paid for the bill. Y'all have a good night.
We left. Went to the next spot.
We went to the next spot. And we got in there, went in and sat down.
Dominique met a new friend. So I'll take over. Dominique met, I don't know that man's name. Dominique met a new friend, right? and he wanted to buy the bar for her. And when
Not just me,
I know, I was just being funny.
Everybody.
But he wanted to buy the bar, and as long as he was swiping his card, Dominique little shots was going down.
Hold on.
She's gonna sit here and pretend like she was.
No, because what did we do too?
No, we did buy him a shot. We did. I wasn't gonna have it no other way.
That part,
but
because we found out his situation.
He lonely. So the guy was at the bar and he was buying shots and stuff for everybody to drink, and they were drinking all of the alcohol. It was a drag show. We watched that. It was real cute. I liked it.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was real cute. I liked that.
It was nice.
Yeah. What else happened?
Okay.
There.
Wait. Oh, you talking about? Oh, you met your friend.
Which one?
The one that was sitting next to you.
The one that wasn't where he went. Oh God. I can't.
He was there with his husband or whoever he was.
He sugar
and baby, because that's really what it was. But he was just falling all over Taquera. I'm sitting on the other side. He's sitting right where I'm at. He's like, oh my God. Oh my God. He's like, you're so beautiful. And your teeth are so white.
But nevertheless, he was like 24, and his husband had to be like 60.
Yeah, he was much older. You could tell. And he was just all over Taquera, just talking to her and everything. And then we met another guy, an older guy. He was he looked good. He was handsome. The one that the drag queen that performed, and he was like, "This is my daughter."
He was
handsome. And he didn't perform that night, but he showed us pictures of him too as well. He was gorgeous, but he was cool, and it was a cool little vibe. It was a cool little vibe. I'm not mad at it.
Again, I was ready to go. I was so over.
She was. And she was like, if they're cute.
They kept touching me. They kept
and she had her shoulders out.
They kept touching me.
Every 5 minutes. First it was the guy next to her, then the other guy we was talking to, and all this type of stuff, and everybody, hey sweetheart, girl, like.
And in my head, I think they thought I was one of them. I might have looked a little draggish. I don't know, because there's no reason for them to, what's the word I'm looking for, to receive me the way they received me, because they only knew.
They probably thought she was one of the performers, right?
I just wanted to go home. That's it.
But she let me have my moment.
I did.
And I greatly appreciate it.
And her alcohol.
I greatly appreciate that. So, you and these faces. So, we leave from there, and then, see, we only went to 2 bars, by the way. We leave from there.
We did have a stop in the middle.
Oh, we did. We ain't gonna talk about that. That wasn't a bar, though.
You're ignorant.
I'm just saying. It wasn't a bar.
No.
But yeah, we went in there, had fun with the patrons in there, and talked to them and everything. Yeah, it was a fantabulous time. So after we left the second little bar, then we went to the Chinese food spot. Got us some food, ordered us some food.
Like $12.50-ish.
About $12.50-ish. And then we got to the car. Honestly,
did we make it to the car?
Well, we did.
We didn't.
We didn't.
No,
See, so here's the thing. I don't remember all of it because I was a little inebriated. Mm-hmm. So even the day after, we both had to go get our hair done, and she left to go first. She had to be there at 7, and I had to be there at 11 or whatever. So I woke up and everything. I was getting myself together, washing my hair and everything. I was like, I don't even know what we argued about last night, but it was bad. But I feel like I need to apologize. So when I finished getting myself together and I was on my way to go get my hair done, I called her. And I mean, just went straight in. I was like, look, I sincerely apologize for what happened last night. I'll be honest, I don't remember what we even argued about, but I know I disrespected you and I hurt your feelings. And I was like, that right there is out of line. Yeah, and I said, I am so sincere and I apologize for that. And, I want us to have a good day today. I don't want us to keep dwelling on what happened last night. And I was like, if you would like to, we can have another conversation about it later. to, you know, try to figure some things out. Because that's one thing too. You can apologize for something and it's still not fixed. You know what I mean? It's not resolved. So people still might need to have a conversation to clear the air, and that's perfectly fine. So I wanted to give her that opportunity, you know, even with me apologizing. And you could tell her mood had changed, because at first when I was talking to her on the phone, it was real short answers. It was like, yes, okay, like all of that. And I was like, yeah, Shorty got a tune. So I had to make it right. I mean, when you wrong, you wrong. And like I said, I don't even remember what we were arguing about in that moment. I found out later. But I was gonna say, you can bring that over here if you want to. They know we like to eat. She just made some guacamole. So I don't know. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so
I'm a foodie, guys.
We both are. But yeah, so I don't know what in that moment exactly that we argued about, but I knew that I disrespected her and I hurt her feelings, so I had to go ahead and clear that up and apologize before we was even face to face. Because yeah, one thing about this one is, she up here, it take a minute for her to come down here if things ain't right. So with me knowing that she was up here and I called her and apologized, by the time I got to her, she was down here. And I had brought her food.
Wait, but no.
But
the beautician, shout out to Terry.
Thank you, Terry. Cause you must have talked to her.
No.
You ain't tell her?
I was sitting there, and you had called me. I think she could hear the attitude in my voice, or she could see. And then when I looked at your number, it irritated me.
Did she say something to you? She didn't. But yeah, and I knew that, you know, it was funny because me and Terry and Great Minds think alike, because shout out to Terry, thank you so much. And yes, she does our hair. She's amazing. But I was en route and I knew I was hungry and I knew she needed food too. So it was funny because I was on my way to get something. I was running late, but then once I got the message, you can come at a later time, I was like, oh, okay, well, let me stop and get some food on the way. So then it was funny because Terry texted back and she was like, get her some food. And in my head, I was like, I'm already on my way to get some food.
My energy was off. Again,
yeah.
Okay. When I'm here, I'm telling you, I'm killing it. So go ahead and eat it. When I'm here, so I'm just saying this, my emotional intelligence needs work. Because when I'm here, I can't see anything. I can't focus on anything.
She see nothing but red.
I don't
need
assistance with that.
Either red or black. Tell the truth, girl.
When I'm here, I can't see clearly. I can't see straight. I can't do anything. And so the apology helped uncloud just a little bit. Don't get it twisted. It didn't go from here to here like she thinks. It went from here to here. But I know how to behave in public. Not like she didn't know how to behave. Yeah,
we was in the car.
Girl, we was standing outside the restaurant.
Oh, see, I didn't even remember that.
Anyways. Yeah.
Oh, back to me?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so I'm sorry. This guacamole is fire. Give me 1 second. I might have to edit this part out.
Edit it out.
I'm not. I don't care. But anyway, so I'm on my way. She texts me, get her food, and then I stop, grab some food. By the time I arrive, and then like she said, she know how to act in public. So I can tell that she was still a little tootish, but it wasn't nowhere near as bad as it was when I was first talking to her on the phone earlier. So, number one, accountability. Accountability.
That's big with me.
If you know you did wrong, you know you hurt somebody's feelings, you know, specifically your partner, that's what we're talking about. But, and this goes for anybody. If you know you did wrong, you know you disrespected somebody, you know, don't have an ego about it. Because I don't know why people think they do somebody wrong, but then somebody got to turn around and apologize to them. And it's like, no, you was the one that did the wrong. So you need to apologize. It's not about being the bigger man. It's about doing what's right.
But you know, that's a narcissistic trait. And it's gaslighting. When you do something wrong and you don't apologize, but you also blame the other person, or try to make the other person feel bad for getting their feelings hurt, or feel bad for telling you or holding their boundaries, saying, hey, this is not okay, this is not right. That's gaslighting somebody. That is really a manipulation tactic.
They're always the victim.
Borderline. It is. They play victim.
All the time.
It doesn't look good.
It don't work. It don't work. So, accountability is number one. And that's what I had to do. And
we move past that.
It's so funny because being in a relationship, sometimes you might feel like that I'm always apologizing. It's always me. Well, don't have that mindset, because maybe, like she just said, she has some emotional work to do, right? So, not that she doesn't hold herself accountable, because she does, but I think I hold myself accountable a little bit more sometimes than she does. So, again, like she said, she got some work to do, and that's perfectly fine. So, where she falls short at, I'm going to pick it up.
And vice versa.
To make the ground level. I can't take on that mindset of, it's always me apologizing. No, I can't do that. Don't do that. All right? That's not healthy for the relationship, because now you the victim. You know? If you did somebody wrong, you did somebody wrong. There's, again, when you and your partner argue or have disagreements, you got three sides of the story. Your side, theirs, and the truth, right? And because sometimes things get misconstrued in communication, or especially if it's not effective communication, then it's like, I don't know what you were saying. You don't know what I was saying. Nobody was hearing anybody. We were just yelling and screaming at each other, or we were so in our feelings that we really wasn't trying to hear what the other person was saying.
And that's the thing.
Yeah, or we were so busy trying to get our word out that we were listening to speak, but not listening to hear.
To explain what effective communication is, and that's sometimes people don't know what that is. Effective communication is when the sender sends a message and a receiver actually receives that message. But
that the sender was trying to
right,
send.
the exact message that the sender was trying to send out. But also, you have to learn to listen to receive and not listen to respond. Because when you're listening to respond, you're not hearing anything that person is saying. You're just waiting for your turn to jump in so you could defend whatever it is that you're trying to defend, and yet you haven't listened to one simple thing. You haven't. So, yeah. That's bad. One good thing to do that we do from time to time is stop, and you gotta sometimes just clear your mind when you listen to your partner speak, and especially if it's a heated discussion, and intently listen to them, and to let them know that you're listening to them. You can come back, you can answer them, or to speak to them in question form and say, so is it true that what I'm hearing you saying is, or you're telling me that you're feeling disrespected, or you're telling me that that's what I heard. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Right? And then you can actually address the issue. What happens is we listening just so we can speak, or not listening. We're having a conversation, but I'm waiting for you to shut up so I can tell you how I feel. Right? And she's talking about feeling disrespected, and I'm talking about something completely different. You know what I mean? So, or you're defending. So sometimes it don't have to be so far off. It could be me talking about feeling disrespected, and you are so, not you specifically, but the person is so deep into saying, oh, I didn't disrespect you. But it's not about what you felt. You didn't feel that you disrespected anybody, but actually that's how I felt. So whatever you said to me, I deemed it as disrespectful. I deemed it as a boundary that I did not like crossed. So if I deemed it that way, that's what it is. You can't defend that if I just told you what exactly it was for me. For me, it was disrespectful. For me, it was a boundary that you crossed. So the individual needs to receive that information and understand that and say, okay, hey, I apologize, or I did not intend to disrespect you, offend you, or whatever the case may be. This is what I can do better. You know, just try to go ahead and give. You don't have to necessarily say I'm sorry, because we're not a sorry person. We're not. You can apologize and move forward. You can apologize and go ahead and say, hey, this is what I could do better to keep from making that happen again. Here's how I can stop that from happening ever again. Well, not ever, but here's how I could do my best so that don't happen again.
Exactly. So that's the good part about that. That's the good part about accountability. Because when you take accountability, you are acknowledging the fact that that other person is hurt or disrespected or feels a certain type of way. And you're acknowledging the fact that you weren't communicating effectively, right? Because something happened between what you were saying and what they heard. And then another thing we got to really be careful with, which is a killer, tone. Bruh, tone is everything. Tone is everything. I think that's the thing that I'm lacking in, and I have to still work on. As you can see, Exhibit A. Exhibit A.
Let me tell y'all something. This is very transparent for me. I don't play with somebody's tone. I read your tone exactly how you give me your tone. And once you give me that tone, we go from 0 to 100 real quick. And it's a sad situation. Again, that's why I am doing the work to work on myself, because things can be different. I'm going to say that. Things will be different with someone's tone with me. You got a better look. And that sounds crazy because we just talked about how somebody's voice is, but their voice, that bothers me. Because just the tone of your voice can make the difference in you talking down to me, or you talking at me, or you talking to me. That is a difference. It could have a disrespect in it. It could have a respect. And I'm a person that everything has to make logical sense in my head. So if I'm listening to you talk to me, nevertheless, go ahead.
So tone is extremely important. And if somebody says to you, you said this in a certain tone, or when I heard you say this is how I felt, or this is how it made me feel. Don't automatically, I ain't say it like that. I ain't mean to say it like that. I mean, well, my bad. Okay, no. Stop. So again, we have to acknowledge the individual's feelings. And again, there was something that happened in the communication process, right? You sent it out one way, they received it in another way.
So it wasn't effective.
It wasn't effective at all. So check your tone. If you're not able, if you can't calm down in that moment, and you know you can't say nothing respectful, or you know you can't say it in the right tone because you just too upset and you already there, take a time out. Seriously, take a time out. Put a flag on the play. Y'all, leave and come back to that later once you come back down, right? And that's that's a big thing with fighting or having arguments. We need to take the emotion out of it sometimes, because when that individual gets hurt, now they're speaking or communicating from a hurt place, and then you get so defensive, right? I mean, the whole wall come up where y'all was cool, walls are down, there's flowers around y'all, everything's great, everything's cool. But now that brick wall is up and you cannot penetrate. And I'm gonna make sure I'm throwing my weapons over the wall to make sure they hit you. You trying to throw your weapons over the wall to hit me. Like that's all it becomes. That's all it becomes. You know what I mean? So In order for that wall not to go up, take a minute. Take some deep breaths. Meditate. Y'all can meditate together, but if y'all don't feel like being in each other's space at that moment, because it get like that sometimes, go to a different room in the house. Go to the living room. Somebody stay in the bedroom. You know, go for a walk, or, you know, do something. One thing I will advise, though, if you do plan on leaving, communicate that. We used to have a problem with that. Just getting in our car and driving off. I'll be back. Excuse me, what? We just had an argument, and now you just gonna get in your car and leave. I mean, we both did it, right? You just gonna get in your car and leave. So now, not only do I feel hurt and disrespected, but now I feel abandoned, because you just left me in one of our worst situations or one of our worst times, and now I'm here at the house dealing with this stuff by myself. So that's another thing. If you do plan on leaving, communicate with your partner.
Yeah.
Hey, look, babe, I need to go for a drive. I'm going to go drive over to the Kroger parking lot. I'm going to sit in the parking lot probably for about 15 minutes or until I calm down. And then I'm going to come right back. And actually do that. Don't say you're going to go to the Kroger parking lot and then end up at your best friend's house or something like that, or go to a bar or whatever. Be intentional. Hey, this is where I'm going, just in case you need me. And I'm going to keep my phone on. And don't. The phone call thing, y'all.
What phone call thing?
Stop rejecting and blocking people's calls. People do that sometimes when they don't want to hear from the individual anymore. And it's like, I'm fed up. I don't want to talk to them. Block. Or they calling you and you just won't answer.
Don't answer for me. Watch what I do. But nevertheless.
Again, we're working. We're a working process.
And I will say this, though. This is being me serious, right? I joke a lot, too. But me being serious, right? Another thing is just no boundaries. And when I say no boundaries, that can go off into a lot of different branches. But one of the main things is boundaries of what we're willing to say to each other. Because when you get into arguments, the gloves come off. And some people, mouths are lethal. And when I say that, I'm speaking from personal experiences. Some people, mouths are lethal. Extremely. And
I had to wipe my mouth so I wouldn't say nothing.
Your mouth lethal?
No, I said I had to wipe my mouth so I wouldn't say nothing about you.
Wow. Anyways. But no, and here's the thing. Certain things you can't unsay. You just can't. You can't. And that could change your relationship. And you could just say certain things just to get under their skin, but at the same time, it could change a lot.
You start looking at your own partner different.
Yes. So just keep that in mind, and probably have a conversation about what's off limits and what. Well,
I probably do.
Your choice. I'm pro-choice over here. Literally, like, have conversations about what's off limits, like certain things that we can't talk about. Like, example, if your dog Bobo is dead, you know that's a thing, that's a trigger for your spouse. Hey, when we get into
don't ever bring up Bobo.
Don't bring up Bobo, because that's gonna put me in a headspace that I'm not ready to be in and I can't be in. So don't bring that up, because again, speaking from experience here, working on myself, in progress, not completed. Mouths is a terrible thing. The tongue is powerful too. So just be mindful.
Any two-edged sword. That's what the Bible says. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So it is important to have those boundaries. And y'all have to communicate what it is. Like she said, if Bobo is a sore spot or a trigger, don't talk about Bobo. If your best friend that stole money from you is a situation, don't talk about the best friend that stole money. That's why your best friend stole your money from you. Really?
In the comments, let me know. Do her impressions...
And that wasn't even you.
I know.
Oh.
No, I know.
I was about to say, I'm like, what? Impressions?
No, it's her girl voice. Whenever she talks with, like, no, so serious, y'all. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. Whenever she wants to talk like a female, this is what she do, right? It's so weird. And
it kind of reminds me of like the Kevin Hart thing when he be like, no.
What do you do?
No, he be like, no. No, but yeah. So, again, like we said, going back to tone, make sure your tone is good, make sure you communicating effectively, make sure triggers are known and boundaries are known. But, you know, sometimes it takes a minute for you to figure out what the trigger is. Sometimes you don't even know it's a trigger yourself until it actually happens. But that's the thing. Once it happens, correct that, right? Nip it in the bud. I mean, like, man, so-and-so been passed away for a long time, and you know, now you get into an argument and your partner say something about so-and-so, and now you, oh my God, like, how could you say that? Like, you know, you didn't even know that you had those feelings. You know what I'm saying? So in that moment, go ahead and correct and say, look, I didn't like when you talked about so-and-so. That triggered something in me, and I felt disrespected, and I felt hurt. So again, make sure you're not operating from a place of hurt. Make sure whenever you all are communicating that you're operating from a place of love and understanding, right? Always thinking about you want to build your relationship up and not tear it down, right? So keep that in mind. What else? Did we finish telling the story? Because we didn't even get home yet, did we?
We was done with the story. It was just a big...
Yeah, so we had a big tiff, and then we ended up getting home. But yeah, like I said, that was a bad night. We haven't had an argument like that in I don't know how long.
It was bad.
So another thing, okay, alcohol.
If you cannot handle your liquor, leave it where it's at.
And it's not even about just handling liquor. So here's the thing. I know I've talked about in my other podcasts about emotions and controlling your emotions. But if you are drunk or, you know, you're under the influence of anything, your inhibitions are gone, right? And now your emotions are heightened and running wild. So it's hard for you to reel them in, right, when it's like that. So expect for the situation to get bad if you if you're already there, you know. But then to somebody, y'all have to choose who it is and at what point it is. But somebody has to try to reel it in, you know.
Me,
true. So, and honestly, in that moment, in that instance, she should have been the one to be like, okay, you know. But again, we're growing.
Antagonizing is a thing too.
True. Yes. True. I'm gonna scratch my neck on that one.
Shout out to my father.
Thank you for keeping her calm on the phone.
Shout out to my father. Because antagonizing is a thing. And again, with alcohol, you don't know how to control that. You realistically don't. And in my mind, even a kid roars like a lion or a tiger when they got liquid courage in their body. Ones that would never do that turn into a whole different beast when they got alcohol in their body. Everybody can't handle it. Me, I get sleepy, baby. I'm out. I'm going to go take me a nap. That's what I'm going to do with alcohol. That's why I know what alcohol do that for me. That's just me. But we definitely, when someone is antagonizing you, you realistically need to find a different outlet. Because what you don't want to do is to react, especially when they're under the influence. Because a few things can happen. You can wind yourself in trouble, which you don't want. You could wind up hurting somebody. It's a lot of different things can take place. So, shout out to my daddy.
Thanks, Pops. Love you.
Because, glory.
Glory, hallelujah. When I tell y'all it was bad, like, can y'all, can y'all tell?
I'm traumatized. We're never drinking.
Sorry, boo.
Girl.
We gotta stop drinking out. I think that's what it is. And
I was fine.
No. I'm talking about, remember we talked about the liquor and all that type of stuff, how it changes, how it's changed over time.
No, true. True.
Yeah,
Liquor's not the same like it used to be in these restaurants. It truly is not.
I don't know.
And I really do think that it was something different from the liquor that she was drinking, because she was trying stuff. Let's be clear. She was not drinking the same thing she was drinking the entire time. That lady drunk rum. She drunk, she was just drinking stuff. Let's be clear, because she was sitting there with her little buddy, and they was shooting.
Well, I did have Jack Daniel's shots.
No, he made you something called the Washington apple.
The bartender made me the Washington apple. Now, honestly though, that was good. I ain't gonna.
And honestly, that's what could have had her out there acting the way she was acting. I could have went to jail.
That apple was spoiled.
That apple was spoiled. That apple was rotten.
Yeah. Right into the core. Got me real.
And
good.
I understand when people say they could have easily went to jail. I really understand that. I get that.
Things happen. But look at us now.
Okay.
Again, though, a work in progress, for real. So, that's really what we want to talk to y'all about today. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's all we have for you today. But we want to talk to you about that because that's why it's been a little minute since we did the Love and Happiness Part 2. We might do another one, who knows? But I at least want to do a Part 1 and a Part 2. And I appreciate the feedback from you guys. I know the last video we did, I got a lot of feedback from it, and people were texting me and calling me and telling me how they appreciated this and what we were doing, and helping, with relationships and things like that. So thank you so much for the support. I really do. All y'all likes, y'all shares, comments, subscriptions, and make sure y'all hit that notification button, okay? So anytime I post, you will get a notification, just like y'all do with everything else. All right, thank you. But yeah, so that's it. But y'all, love on your partner, love on your friends, love on your people, love on your family. All right, because it's not just about communicating effectively with your partner, it's about communicating effectively with the rest of the world. Right? And everybody don't have the tools to do it, or they don't understand it. But in situations where things get heated, you got to have at least one person that got common sense and emotional intelligence. That's why we got so much stuff going on in the world today, right? Yeah. So hold on to that, y'all. Keep pushing, keep trying, keep working on yourself. We're all a work in progress. We're all a work in progress, and that's fine. That's part of the life journey. So thank y'all. Thank you. Message. Yes. Again, thank y'all for tuning in. And as always, your crown may be tilted, but never, ever let it fall.